Hi everyone, this is Julisse of Parasol Beauty Atelier, and today I am going to show you how to create a 3D eyebrow using a microblade. Let me preface by stating that this tutorial is not a substitute for hands-on training. This tutorial is designed for the artist who has taken fundamentals training as well as a class on microblading. This is only meant to give you some helpful tips as you continue to practice your art as a permanent makeup artist. Okay, so first, before we get started, you have to understand the microblade. Your goal as a microblader is to create crisp, clean strokes. So in order to do that, you have to keep all the blades flat on the surface. So each of these tiny little blades that add up to 14 blades that are aligned together, they must all stay flat on the surface. You must also learn to pivot with your wrist. So you're pivoting with your wrist, like that. That's the motion of your hand, not like that. You can't get clean strokes when you're pivoting with your fingers. And then what happens is your needles don't stay straight, they're not aligned. And if you place a stroke using your fingers rather than the wrist motion, you're going to create a stroke that's blurred. So you're not really going to be able to see this in the tutorial, but stretching the skin is extremely important to create a crisp stroke. If you don't stretch that skin super taut, from the entry point to the exit point, you're not going to be able to create that really clean stroke, and then some parts of that stroke will be darker than others, because when you don't keep that skin taut, the skin will give and bounce as you're moving the needle through the skin, and so then that will cause irregularities in the color inside the skin. Pressure is also very important. When you're practicing on your practice pads, you're going to have to put a good amount of pressure in order for you to actually see your strokes being placed, but the material of the silicone pad is very different than skin. So you want to be very light. You want to be light to medium in your pressure when you're working on skin. So you'll be very light on people with like thin, dry skin, and then you'll put a little bit more pressure on people with normal to oilier skin, because they just have thicker skin. Okay, so when I'm doing a microblading eyebrow, I usually do 3 passes. In the first pass, I'm going to create a template. So most brows start going in an upward direction, and then they gradually go downward. So here I'm going now downward. Now on the bottom portion of the template, I'm starting going upward and then gradually going sideways and then downward. So here I have my template. So the second pass, I'm going to be building the 3D within the body of the brow. So where my arch begins, I am going to use that as a marker and connect that top stroke with the bottom stroke, just like this. So now I know that I'm going to be placing all my strokes with a sideways bend towards this marker. And as I get closer to the marker, I'm going to be placing my strokes more down. Now for the second half of the brow, this is where the transition takes place. All the hair strokes are going downward. So that's exactly how I'm going to be placing my hair strokes. So as you can see that there's a soft transition going upward, then sideways, and then down, simulating what a natural eyebrow looks like. So on my third pass, I'm just going to build the brow up some more. And then here in the front, I'm going to reinforce the strokes. And so here you are, a 3D brow. So there are some things to remember when you're doing microblading. You don't want to overlap your strokes. If you overlap them, then when they come back healed, you'll see some that are darker, others that are lighter, and you just don't want that. You want consistency in your hair strokes. You want to make sure, remember, to pivot from your wrist rather than with your fingers, because you're going to misalign your needles and you'll create blurred strokes. And most importantly, you want to practice. Practice makes perfect. This has taken me a really long time to master, and I still continue to practice almost every night when I come home after work. So this art is no joke, but it's great when you finally get it. So I encourage you to keep on practicing and master this beautiful art of microblading and permanent makeup. If you have any questions, you can reach me at info@parasolbeauty.com. Thank you.